Joining me now, Democratic member of the House Oversight Committee, Congresswoman Melanie Stansbury. Welcome, Congresswoman. I'm really curious what you thought, given how Congress has really expressed an interest in trying to get as much information, at least some members of Congress, as possible for transparency's sake here and unfolding. What do you make of the tone of this interview? The idea that Maxwell made these statements, sort of questioned the suicide, but didn't go as far as to say that it was protect rich and the powerful. What do you make of all of it?
Yeah, the clip you played a few moments ago, I think speaks volumes, especially in what she doesn't say. The way in which she prostrates herself for Trump in such a clear way, essentially like she's begging for a pardon. And I think it's very clear that she's not a credible witness, that as your analysts who were just on were stating, this was not a fact-finding mission. This was not about justice for victims. This was about them creating a smokescreen so that Donald Trump can tell his supporters and the MAGA base who's demanding transparency and the release of these files that, they talked to somebody who was there, Trump's exonerated, and there's no files. But we know there's files. They delivered 33,000 pages of them today, and that was only a partial delivery. We know from reporting that Pam Bondi told Trump he's in the files. So these guys are totally manufacturing a smokescreen to shield the president. And in fact, there was a hot mic moment released today by Mike Collins, who's a representative from Georgia, in which he said, of course, Trump's in the files. He's all over them. So these guys know what's going on.
All over the files are in them, but not criminally implicated. There's maybe a distinction there on that point. But if you had all these misgivings, which you obviously do when it comes to Ghislaine Maxwell and her credibility, I would say justifiably so, given reputationally at DOJ, what would your committee be looking to get from her if you were able to get her to testify? Is it simply a matter of members of Congress sort of barking at her and explaining their disgust for a woman who is engaged in this behavior? Or do you actually believe she would give you anything productive?
Well, first of all, I think it's important to recognize that after Trump promised he would release the files and then Pam Bondi informed him that he was in the files, Trump spends weeks and weeks saying that the files didn't exist. Then Democrats are the ones who issued the subpoena to release the files. And it was during the hearing that the subpoena was issued that actually Republicans in the subcommittee started listing out people to come and testify in front of the committee. And there are a number of people that we would like to bring in front of the committee, including Acosta, who was involved in the first Epstein trial, to understand what actually is going on. Who
he
knows
gave that
what,
sweetheart deal.
What's in these files. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, if we're going to go down this path and this is about transparency and this is about justice, then I think it's appropriate to put these folks under oath in front of the American people. And I mean, as you show the testimony that she gave to Trump's personal lawyer, that was not a cross-examination. So bringing witnesses in front of the committee, in front of the American people in full transparency allows for Republicans and Democrats to ask questions, and these folks will be under oath. And if they perjure themselves, then they will be held accountable.
Congressman, what can you tell us about the contents of the files the DOJ handed over your committee? And by the way, when will the public get to see them?
So as I understand it, the files arrived late in the evening on the East Coast time. I'm currently back in New Mexico, and so I was not physically there when the files were released to the committee. My understanding is that there were 33,000 pages of files, and the staff and lawyers for the committee are wading through them right now. It's clear from the first tranche of files that they've released that they've only released things that basically are already in the public domain. There's not a lot of new information. And so, yeah, the real question is, when is the real stuff going to be released to the committee?
Will the public see it when it's released to you?
I mean, certainly the Democrats are committed to releasing the files fully, but I'm not currently in the discussions regarding how that will happen. So that's not my role at this moment.
We shall see. Congresswoman Melanie Stansbury, thank you.